Hey, welcome back, people. How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good weekend. I know I'm not. I'm actually sick. I got sick on Wednesday night, Thursday morning, and I've been feeling all that good. So forgive me if I sound a little drowsy. I'm on some medication, making me feel a little bit better, but I got some Star Wars The Old Republic PvP gameplay here for you. I'm playing as a healer, which I don't usually play on anymore. I figured I'd hop on this guy. Just something different, change it up a little bit. And I forgot how much I like it, actually. It's a lot of fun, constantly moving around. It's thinking a little bit more about situational gameplay and stuff like that. But I didn't want to get into a gameplay commentary. Instead, I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. This morning, I actually watched a video, which I'll post in the description, by Funhouse. I don't know if you're aware of their channel. They're a pretty big channel. And it was a podcast on. It was a podcast about a firm that tests games that developers hire, and they basically outsource their games to them, and they test it, and they let them know what's wrong with it. This is what you should fix. Blah 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 blah. And what they said was that the games coming out in this last quarter are going to be just as bad as last year's, or worse, in that they will be they're saying that the quality, the final product, you shouldn't expect anything better than what it was last year. So I started thinking to myself, I bought Assassin's Creed Unity last year, and I never finished it, but it worked. There was nothing wrong with it. The only thing that was wrong was the multiplayer for me. There were some occasional crashes, which, to be honest with you, it seems like with new games, that's a reoccurring thing. When it first comes out, the online functionality always seems to be lacking, and the single player was fine. It was kind of boring. I didn't really like the game, but the fact that they got all those character renders, or whatever, character models, on screen at once, I thought was pretty crazy, considering the development time of the games. But anyway, I started thinking to myself, what actually defines a broken game, right? Because a lot of people complained about this game when it came out and said that it was broken, it's not working. But I've been playing this game since beta. Like, that's a long time. And I can only think of 2 instances where something was broken. And I mean, like, where you couldn't play it. Not you could bend the rules and maybe get things to your advantage, which there was on the whole Ilum thing. But it didn't really break the game. Like, I guess it bent the rules a little bit, but it didn't cause the game to be unplayable. And one of the instances was excuse me, it was a flashpoint. Sorry that it's been so long since I've done it. Oh, what the hell? It was Black Talon. I'm pretty sure Black Talon. Right? The one boss on Black Talon you're fighting, and you gotta fight him in this like the core of the ship. And I remember specifically I was on my on my guardian, who was the tank, and every time you force leapt to him, you would go through the ground and end up underneath the map every time. There's nothing you could do about it. If you force leapt them, you were getting screwed over. And then you'd have to leave group finder, because that was the only way you could get out. And then you couldn't get back in your group because you joined in group finder, or it was just a huge mess, right? So you couldn't actually complete it. I'd have to restart all over again. And the second one was actually Shadow of Revan, which was the final boss. Spoilers, right? Revan. And that was bugged instantly when it came out. You couldn't actually defeat him, or you were actually very lucky where I wasn't lucky. I had to wait till they patched it and then completed the storyline. But some people were saying there was a way you could get around it, but you had to be really, really lucky, and I just never was. So there was really nothing else. The Shadow of Revan one was a big deal because that was the single player story mission, and that's what this game is based around now. It's not really, it is an MMO, but it's more single player based, where the flashpoints, it's not a big deal, right? Because yes, it's content, and yes, it was bugged and this and that, but I mean, your main mission, your main story is much more important, and I think that's where you kind of have to draw the line of, is a game actually broken? Because the secondary quests can be bugged, or can the secondary quest be bugged and the main story be totally fine and functional? Does that constitute a broken game? Because I don't think it does, right? Like, obviously in a perfect world everything would be fine, there'd be no issues, but we don't live in a perfect world. So there's going to be problems. I mean, there are only human beings making this stuff, and they brought up another interesting issue of people think developers just say, you know, just push it out there, and then, but it's not really the developers, it's the publishing companies who are saying just push it out there. But no one wants to have a bad product, and I think everyone by now realizes that we live in a world where everything is so connected and it's so easy, like, to go out. When I buy a game now, I always wait for a review from multiple sources, right? I don't pre-order a game. I haven't pre-ordered a game in forever, and I don't buy it the first week. I always wait for multiple sources because I don't make a ton of money and games are expensive. I don't think anybody sits there and says, put out a broken product, we just want to make money. Or like the big companies, because they understand, like, when you have a name like Batman, you're instantly going to get a lot of people buying it. You're instantly going to get a lot of people who are interested in it just because of the name, just because of who you've tied it to. And a company like Warner Brothers, right? They're not going to come out and say, just put it out there, even if it's broken for PC, just put it out there because we need to make money. They already make money, and yeah, they already have money into the development. They need to recoup their losses for investors and this and that. But they also understand that their name is tied to it, so they don't want to make they don't want to look shitty in the end, which is probably why they recalled it, right? Because it was such a fiasco. I know they were saying that they think refunds is the only reason why they recalled it, and maybe it is, but I tend to believe that they want you to buy more than just Batman games, and quality is a huge issue. And because so many people nowadays pretty much everybody has access in around where I live, I guess everyone has access to the internet, so you can go and you can read up reviews and you can read forums and you can see what people are saying and what people are doing, and I think it would be a huge mistake to just say, okay, well, people are refunding the game, so now we have to pull the plug because it's costing us more. It's putting us in the hole. Rather than, we're probably going to release more of these, which they probably will. There'll just be a little gap. We're going to release more of these, and we're going to release more games like Mad Max or, Shadows of Mordor 2 or whatever. And, we don't want to have a bad name because our games are kind of they're starting to really up the quality, and I don't know, I guess this is a different conversation too, but I just thought the whole conversation was interesting. And I just wanted to know what you think facilitates a broken game. I don't know, I guess it is opinion based, but no, the game is not broken, it's working fine. Like, one quest is broken or one thing in the game is broken. Maybe your multiplayer isn't working, but your single player is absolutely functioning. No, the game is not broken. Yeah, I don't know. Just wanted to get your thoughts on it. Let me know what you think.